your lesson got to be about stress today? Just saying.
You did it.
1, 2. And 3. We're ready. We're on. I told him 3 minutes, didn't I?
Perfect.
Yeah, go.
Good morning, Mini Path Spiritual Center. Thank you for your patience today. We had a few little technical problems, but they have been solved or resolved, we should say. So thank you so much for being here. On behalf of Reverend Deb Moore, I'm Ryan Gill. This is the Sanctuary Band, everybody. Say hello to Jackson, and Mary Grace. We're going to get started singing this morning. We're going to get energy up, get it focused on having a great service today. So let's all stand together and sing This Door is Open to You. This is one of our theme songs. We've been doing this for a long time. No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place you can take comfort in the knowing. No matter if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together from love and be loved. From the bliss out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. There's some kind of trouble, pain you're going through, that you are not alone. Someone cares for you. As an individualization of the five points of view, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door live in harmony.
As we live in harmony, we are blessed, we are thankful, all is well and life is good. We are blessed, we are thankful, all is well and life is good. Sing it up! We are blessed, we are thankful, all is well and life is good. We are blessed, we are thankful, all is well and life is good. All is well and life is good. All is well and life is good.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Please be seated. Reverend Deb, I think the energy went up about 33 and a third percent. That's my prayer. We need an energy meter here. All right. So welcome everyone to Maypath Spiritual Center. This is your place for authentic spiritual transformation. And when we say authentic spiritual transformation, we're talking about uncovering all of those layers of the human onion that have to do with all the ego that we have to deal with every day, all of the life issues that we have to deal with every day. This is a place where we
No, I don't like it when things don't work the way they're supposed to.
and that means who we
Very
were
stressed
born
out,
to be.
and the
The
lesson's
reason
about
that we are
stress
on
today,
this
so
planet.
that's
That is to
great.
be a living example of love, joy, and peace. We're here to be in spiritual community with each other, and we take care of each other in this community. We may not do it every exactly the way we want to every minute of every day, but we are working towards that. We are all learning as we go, and we're all learning from each other too. So thank you so much for being here. We are a vibrant spiritual community. We got stuff going on all the time. I wonder if they have any announcements for today. Can
Probably.
anybody help us with that? Hi, Julie.
Good morning, many paths.
Good morning.
I come bringing flowers, peace, and joy to what's already here. Incredible sounds, incredible music. And my friend Crystal, this is for you on your new job adventure.
Thank you, love.
Now I'll explain what I'm wearing. No, it's been a week. It's been a week, so I'm kind of a little incognito here. And plus, you can't hear a whole lot here. It's kind of great to tune things out that you don't want to tune out. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. We've had quite a few visitors in the garden center, and I've had to say the no thanks Margot Banks a couple of times. And if you know what I'm talking about with that character, then if you don't, I'll explain that later. But it's very interesting. But I'm loving seeing all the photos that people are posting.
I read the Garden Center yesterday.
I saw you didn't. I must have been on break.
You
But
must have been over.
they had another festival. It was super cool. But yeah, but no, it's all good. So I'm preparing for the warmth. You know, being outside, and now it's warm again. So preparing for the coolness, I should say. But yeah, it's always good. It's always good vibes there, and it's always great vibes here as well. So it's just, and you always have goggles. You always have goggles with the trapper hat. Never make that mistake and not have goggles. So especially amber colors, so you can see all the fall colors with more vibrance. There you go. And like I said, plus you have the ear flaps. Oh, I can hear myself now. All right, so it's just a beautiful time of the year, and it's just great to see all this good energy. All right, Sunday, here we go with announcements. Our annual membership meeting and potluck today following the service. This meeting is open to anyone, and we will get updates on events, classes, and finances. Members will be voting on new member at-large positions. Join Steph for Happy Class, and I brought the balloon also because it makes me happy when I see someone coming out of the store with a balloon. Doesn't it just make me happy to see that? So I just, always love trying to bring that extra joy. And yeah, I love balloons. And you got to promise that you and Frederick are going to do the healing voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, he will be doing that because, yeah.
Upload
That's-
pictures of that.
Uh-huh.
For sure. anyway, we've got this happy class coming Tuesday, 6 o'clock, where fitness does meet fun every time. And this Tuesday's class will feature a cardio drumming rock out designed for everybody. Cost is $10 and sign-ups are in the front room. So get that signed up today and have a great time. Breathe and Be meditation service. November the 21st at 6:30 is coming up. And join Deborah Champion. Deborah is right here, that beautiful green, love it. And Deborah and Frank, they're going to do the Breathe and Be. This is a service of mindfulness, and as we enter the holiday season, take time to center yourself. Thank you all for doing that. Let us sit in silence, be guided by our intuition, always, and align ourselves to let the light shine for ourselves and for others. Wear comfortable and cozy clothes, and we'll see you then. Thank you again for this work. Holiday Decorating Gathering. That's November the 29th at 11 a.m. Want to decorate and help transform our spiritual home into a festive and welcoming space for the holidays? Well, this is the time. Open to all ages, and if you'd like to participate, please contact Frank at appts@thespiritchrysalis.com. You too, probably, because you could relay that information. You are cordially invited to the Many Paths Spiritual Center Holiday Social on Friday, December the 5th at 7 p.m. Join us in the merriment of the season. Fun, that's food, festivities, no need to RSVP. Your presence is welcome and anticipated. Bring your light as we celebrate the love around us. And hope to see you then. Come with bells on. I did have some on earlier. I think that might be too much. And a disco ball. Yeah. And I'm not finished. I'm painting flowers and doing a whole dramatic scene on these pants. So maybe next week. All right. Then we've got the Chronic Energy Healing Clinic on the third Sunday of each month. And Deborah, there she is again, in case you forgot. She will be hosting the event that is open to anyone who is open to energy healing. Powerful. The clinic will be open today from 4 to 6 in the sanctuary. All right, that's going to be happening. If there are no other announcements, Ryan and the band, all these activity or meeting links and contact numbers can be found on the website Weekly Happenings Google Calendar, or you can always email the church. Thanks, y'all.
Good morning, New Mexico.
It's not you. No, that is not. It's this.
Okay, so let's begin this part of our service by taking a deep, centering breath. Today's centering thought is our thoughts and emotions are formed from our creative spiritual power. The more rooted we become in our spiritual practice, the more mindful we are of our thoughts and emotions. And when we are aware of that our thoughts and emotions are not contributing our best life, we can choose to change them. When we experience negativity and pain, whether from the outside world or our inner experience, we can turn to the spiritual tools of forgiveness, gratitude, and kindness. When we follow these principles and remember that we are always connected to the divine, we can change our thoughts and emotions for good. When our thoughts and emotions are not aligned with who we truly are, our life appears to be out of focus and on the wrong track. We can always pivot and shift our thoughts and emotions by reconnecting to the divine within us, by using silence, getting still, and listening to that still small voice and its guidance for us. When we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions, they can be the barometer for the direction we want to take on our spiritual path. As we develop our spiritual tools, we can shift our thoughts and emotions to be more positive, loving, and kind to the communities we serve. Now please repeat these affirming statements after me. I master my emotions by changing my thoughts.
I master my emotions by changing my thoughts.
Every emotion I experience brings me great self-awareness.
Every emotion I experience brings me great self-awareness.
I am free to determine every response to every situation in my life.
I am free to determine every response to every situation in my life.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is. Well, if you couldn't tell before, this month we're singing about blessings, gratitude, and everything that comes with the season of Thanksgiving. We are blessed, we are thankful, we are blessed to have one another. I feel like it's important that we have at least 1 month out of the year where that is at the forefront of our thinking, right? So not only are we talking about the world that we live in, our individual bubbles, but we're talking about the lives that we lead, the people that we impact in our lives, and the greater world too. We have so much to be thankful for. This is a beautiful song that we're doing as our monthly mantra. Let's stand up together and see if we remember it from last week.
We are blessed to have one another, a chosen family. Together we stand. We are blessed to be sister and brother. We are blessed. We are blessed. Where two or more are gathered, there's a sweet spirit here. Where two or more are gathered, lovely places here. We are blessed to have one another, a chosen family. Together we stand. We are blessed to be sister and brother. We are blessed. We are blessed. A light to those around us. We bring joy when we speak. We feel God's love surround us. We give thanks for everything. We are blessed to have one another, a chosen family. Together we stand. We are blessed to be sister and brother. We are blessed. We are blessed. A light to those around us. We bring joy when we sing. We feel God's love surround us. We give thanks for everything. We are blessed to have one another, a chosen family. Together we stand. We are blessed to be sister and brother. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed.
Thank you so much. Please be seated.
I love that so much. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? You just feel that. So let me just tell you that up until 3 minutes before service, we didn't have any visuals that were going to happen. Mercury's in retrograde. We've got a membership meeting after church. And I'm talking about stress today. It's like the perfect spiritual storm we got going on. Perfect storm. But here's the thing. In the place of that stress, we have different reactions. My reaction was, at 5 till, we don't have a solution to call it. Crystal's solution was, I got a computer in the car, give me 3 minutes. Right? that's what a computer in the car in 3 minutes gets us. So stress can be our friend. But we also know that it can be a little bit of an enemy. It can get inside of us and it can tear us up. It can tear us up. So I want to invite you into a meditative space that I had already thought about before, but I think it fits even better right now. You close your eyes and you're comfortable in your seat. And remember what you already know. There's a presence within you. The essence of you that is who you truly are. And it does not experience stress. Our body and our nervous system and our mind and our ego, they experience stress. And this spiritual journey is all about awakening to that essence, that presence of peace that has its natural home in the core of you. We know the other parts so well. We know what we look like when we look in a mirror. We know what our go-to response is to stressful situations. We know what makes us angry. We know that so well that it might even seem at times that the person who is fully expressing the essence is a version of ourselves we haven't met. The person who expresses the presence of peace in every moment may well be a version of us we haven't met. So I invite you to envision that person, the physical, emotional you. Goes with the flow. Who lets go. Who lives in peace. Imagine that person. And for just a few moments in the stillness, get to know them. In the silence, in the stillness. I have everything I need. This moment has everything it needs. This situation has everything it needs. I stay in the present moment of now, aware of the presence of my being, aware of the peace that is the natural state of my existence. And when I feel into that, when I tap into that, when I know it, there is only one response. Gratitude. Take this, Mary Grace. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, we got us a thing going on this morning. One of the outcomes of Crystal using her own laptop is that she'll have to click the clicker for me. So I'll give you a little. All right. Yeah, there you go. Wow, stress. First off, I know one person who has learned how to deal with stress, only one person in my life, and that is Julie Lanham. That's right. I mean, when I look at Julie, I'm like, that person has not one single bit of stress in her life. Like, yeah. And I know that that's also not true, right? Because we're all human. We're all human. And I came upon this because, as many of you know, I've mentioned it a couple times. I've had one of the most stressful semesters of my teaching career. Like, I've had a lot of stress. this past 3 months. And I've been aware of it. I've been trying to work with it, trying to deal with it, right? And so when I was thinking about what the next in our Being Human series would be, we're going to go with this series through the end of November, and then in December, we're going to have a series called Everyday Christmas. And so Everyday Christmas, because of course, Christmas is all about, it's not just a Christian religion for me, it's all about birthing the Christ within, birthing the presence within, and that is not something that needs to happen one day a year. It happens every single day, right? Every day Christmas, every day unveiling the essence of who we are. But let's get to what's important. Someone asked AI. We know how. I saw this week, and I thought, I should reframe that. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to go with it just the way it is. Someone asked AI how to live to be 140 years old, because AI is the repository of all knowledge. And of course, it has to be right. So AI, in a millisecond, analyzed the world's blue zones. You know about the blue zones, right? That's where people live the longest in the world. Places like Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy, and Costa Rica, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, Icaria, Greece, and Loma Linda, California, right? Loma Linda. It's because of those Seventh-day Adventists out there in Loma Linda. It is. That's what they've proven, because they don't drink any caffeine or soda or anything but water, and then they only drink that on Tuesdays. But anyway, I don't know. But so we have these places where people just naturally live longer. What did they have in common? AI was very quickly analyzing. Did they have diet in common? Well, they all had some pretty good diet, but not really. I mean, Italy, Greece, heavy cream sauces, wine. I mean, these are places that have not all the same diet. Was it exercise? Was it genetics? What was it they had in common? And the greatest commonality was discovered to be, again, by AI, so take this with a grain of salt, but it works for my talk, so I'm using it, okay? Low chronic stress. Low chronic stress. Everything else was secondary. And stress, isn't about work or money or deadlines, even though it's attached to those things a lot of time. It isn't about whether we can be ready by 11 o'clock. It isn't about a watch. It is about being able to click. Stress is the inner conflict between you and who you pretend to be. Yeah. Pretend to be. Because, of course, you are who you are. So everything else that is not the essence of you is a pretense. We're pretending to be. At work, I think about how many times my stress is caused by the fact that I'm pretending to be someone who has her shit together. Right? Yeah. And if I was honest and I said, you know what, I have no idea what I'm doing in this moment, stress goes away, right? We just acknowledge it. When we live a life that isn't truly our own, not truly the essence of who we are, then we end up living in survival mode all the time. I'm trying to protect this being that I've created that isn't even me, right? The person that isn't even me, that I'm projecting out to the world. And so then that produces cortisol. Cortisol destroys your blood vessels, it weakens immunity, it damages the brain. I mean, all these things come from it. Now, let's just start from this premise. Stress is. It is. It isn't inherently negative. Well, it kind of is inherently negative. I want to say it is inherently negative, but even the inherently negative, all things work together for good. So even the inherently negative can bring us important messages, sometimes even more important messages than the inherently positive, really. It's information. It shows us where our inner and our outer lives are misaligned, where something inside of us is calling for attention and care. Stress is the one that's saying, whoa, slow down, Nellie, right? Let's ease up just a little bit. Next slide, Crystal. We want to start with talking about the body's wisdom. This was a picture I got off a site that was talking about where different emotions are stored in the body. I don't know anything about that. I'm not going to talk about it. I do know that if friends of mine who are massage therapists say that in massage school, they just prepare them for the fact that when they're massaging people, sometimes they will just start crying because you hit on a part of the body that is holding on to grief or holding on to something. I have not cried on a massage table, but twice I have begun to laugh uproariously for no reason. Just start laughing. Laughing like for 10 minutes. And the massage therapist says, what? Starts laughing. And they say, why are we laughing? I don't know. I'm just laughing, right? So stress lives in the body. It's the nervous system trying to keep us safe. The world out here will tell us, and this is where the stress comes in, because the world tells us to push through, rest later, keep going. Come on, let's go. We got a deadline. We got to keep moving. We got to keep going forward. But if we don't listen to our body, it will stop listening to us at some point, and it will just slam on the brakes. And so our spiritual journey, our spiritual path is that which invites us to return to the body with compassion, without judgment. It teaches us that we can rest when we're tired, sleep when we're sleepy, eat when we're hungry. So because of all this stress that I have experienced this past, and what I've noticed in my life is that often when the stress eases up a little bit, that's when the body starts reacting. Like your body's been taking care of you through all the stressful moment, but the second it slows down, for years, I've learned not to do this now, but for years and years and years, the week after spring semester ended, after the academic year was over, I'd get sick. Because my body's been holding on the whole time, and then it just lets down, right? And so my stressful semester has started to ease up a little bit. Things are starting to feel like they're wrapping up, everything's getting under control. And this past week, every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I came home from work, I sat down, and then I entered into a nap I could not resist. I couldn't stop it if I wanted to. And for 2 solid hours, every night this week, I took a big old nap, coma nap. I don't nap, folks. Let's start with that premise right here. I am not a napper, never have been. But I go into this 2-hour coma, and it takes me an hour to wake up from it, right? Because I'm like, what day is it? And then I go to sleep at a regular time, and I sleep all through the night. All week I've done that. All week. And there's a part of me, the part of me that the world tries to tell me this is the way you should be, there's a part of me that's like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You should be, maybe we should get home and take a walk. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe you should whatever. And finally, Nikki said to me, she said, babe, you need it. Go with it. Just go with it. You need it. You're fine. I want to tell you about the Kaluli tribe.
Try your clicker.
Try my clicker? Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Let me turn it on. Look at you go, Crystal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I read about this recently. This is the Kaluli tribe in Papua New Guinea. And they have this practice that I've found really interesting. They do something with their children that is so counterintuitive to what we would think here in the West. And when they lay their children down to sleep at night, when they're putting them to bed, they ask them one question. What did you fear most today? What did you fear most today? And then they just let the child talk. Now, this is the really important part. The parents don't say a word. They don't try to fix it. They don't try to console them. They just listen. They just create the space and let them talk about what made them afraid that day. And eventually, they stop talking, and their eyes start to get heavy, and their breathing changes, and the parents get up and go to sleep. They call it night clearing. Night clearing. Now, in the West, we would, oh my gosh, no, only happy thoughts before you go to bed. We're only going to think happy thoughts. Nothing wrong with that. But we never cleared the tough stuff of the day, and our children face tough stuff in the day. They face really tough stuff. We never gave them the opportunity, and so then what happens? I don't know. I would guarantee you that the Kaluli tribe children never wake up with night terrors in the middle of the night and go running to get in mommy's bed. Right? Maybe not. Maybe so. I'm guessing. I'm just throwing that out there. All right? This is what they say. This is their saying. The body sleeps when the story ends. The body sleeps when the story ends. Right? How many of you have ever gone to bed at night? I know I never have. This has never happened to me. Where I go to bed at night and there's something that happened to me in the middle of the day that just creeps up into through my subconscious, and I feel like I'm thinking about it all night long. Half in sleep, half out of sleep, thinking about it, tossing, turning. I even might stop myself and say, stop, you can think about this tomorrow. But the truth is I never cleared it out of my system. So I've been working with this practice, this night clearing practice a little bit lately. And it's causing me to take 2-hour naps, apparently. But no. But I find it really helpful. I do have a deeper sleep at night. And for an adult, I find that the adult version of what did you fear most today is what made you most angry today. What brought you conflict today? What made you frustrated today? Speak it out loud, into the ethers. You know, I've mentioned before that we have no writings of the Buddha, and yet I find so many quotes that are attributed to the Buddha. So I've made a decision. I've been fretting over this as a good English major. I've been fretting over how to attribute the source. So I've decided to attribute all those things that people attribute to Buddha to Buddhist wisdom, all right? So Buddhist wisdom tells us this: your body is precious. It is a vehicle for awakening. Treat it with care. You know, perhaps stress is the most vibrant way that our body does the work of trying to realign, reconnect body, mind, spirit, right? When we're in stress, that's taken everything. It is the most crucial, most intense moment of, I'm trying to get you a message. Right? I need some rest. I'm trying to get you a message. So let's think about some of the ways that we keep ourselves in stress here. We don't clear the day. We live with the illusion of control. We only think that we're pulling the strings, trying to keep them all aligned, keep them all together. And much of our stress comes from clinging to control. We can try to control the outcomes and the people or the unknown. I know that's where the stress of my job comes from at times. Right? We deal in outcomes, learning outcomes. What are your students learning? Trying to control your classroom, manage your classroom, right? We're constantly given these messages of the things that we have to try to control. So letting go isn't giving up. It's trusting something larger than our limited view. So the key is, and this is the paradox, this is where it gets a little difficult and why stress is so prominent in our lives at times. The key is that we let go, but we show up, right? The key is that we don't try to control it, but we still do the work. We do our duty, as the Bhagavad Gita would say, right? We still are part of the solution, but we don't worry about what the solution looks like. We just let it happen. We're coming up on New Year's, can you believe it? And sometimes people create resolutions and they make goals. We create new rules in our lives. We're going to be a better version of ourselves. It's one of the reasons why I ask you to envision that self of yours that does not feel stress. Because sometimes I think in order to be a better version of ourselves, or what we think, we have to practice it. We have to practice being peace in the middle of a storm. We have to practice walking into a meeting and not taking control. We have to practice accepting what is, right? And before we know it, we turn around twice and we go, I've kind of settled into that new person. That person is so much more peaceful and relaxed. But we like to create these new rules. None of it's inherently bad, of course. It's the attachment to those rules that takes us out of whack. We obsess over optimizing our health. And obsession creates stress. Let me say that again. Obsession creates stress. You can count calories all day long. You can stay away from bad foods. You can count your steps. You can do all of it. But when you obsess over it, it becomes a prison. You have to lean into health without making it a religion. Yes, I said that on purpose because prison and religion can be synonymous, right? They can be synonymous. Because think about the rules that come with religion. Don't you dare step outside them. You better obsess over them. And I think sometimes people fall away from their spiritual path because they design it in a way, or they're told to design it in a way, or they're handed a spiritual path they inherit in a way that demands a lot out of you, that becomes a prison. And then that becomes stressful. Was anybody else in here raised in a church that gave you stress over whether or not you were going to hell? Yeah, right? That was stressful. That was stressful. And our spiritual journey shouldn't be a prison. Even when we get onto our own spiritual path, sometimes we try to do that to ourselves. I'm going to meditate for 2 hours a day. Or even just, I'm going to meditate every day. And then the second we don't do that, we give ourselves our own sense of guilt and shame. Stop. I'm here to tell you, know what? Don't meditate every day. Don't do it. Meditate every time your body, spirit, and mind calls you to do it. And if you let that happen, you might find yourself meditating 4 or 5, 10 times a day. You never know. Who knows? In Taoism, there's a concept called Wu Wei. That's how you pronounce it, Wu Wei. I like that. It's the Wu Wei. We're going to go the Wu Wei, right? And Wu Wei means effortless action. It's the idea of non-doing, allowing life to flow rather than forcing it. It's not about inaction. We do our duty when it shows up for us to do. We step up. We become part of the solution every time we can. But it's about flowing with the natural rhythm of life, acting in harmony with the world rather than against it, right? This time change business that everybody seems to hate, I'm fine with it. I don't care. Time change, that we can change the time. I don't care. Whatever. But think about how the rhythm of life tells us at this time to go inside, to hibernate, to take 2-hour naps, right? All that kind of stuff. And yet the world says, nope, 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 stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. And so we constantly have to work with this. We have to live with Wu Wei is to let go of the force and the control and allow life to unfold with trust and grace. Graceful presence. Now, the world does not know what to do with this. They may accuse you of doing nothing. There have been times where I'm just like, I'm flowing with life, and someone's like, well, you're not doing enough. Well, you just carry that thought in your own brain, but don't put it in mine. Thank you so much, right? They may belittle this approach, but you know that releasing the illusion of power that we see in controlling a situation allows us to acquiesce to a power so much greater, so much more powerful, infinite, effective, right? So we want to go with the flow. Stop controlling. We want to live in the present moment. Stress lives in the past or the future. Regrets and worries. The present moment is where the sacred resides, and it is a naturally uncomfortable environment for stress. We might not think so. We might think, this moment right now is bringing me this intense. Just stop. In this moment, nothing but this moment. This moment has everything it needs. We want to live in this moment. We stop saving life for later. Anybody ever been guilty of thinking life will start a little bit later? I spent my whole 20s doing that. Like they're gone in a blur because I kept thinking one of these days my life will start. One of these days my life will start, right? And so we put it off. And we think about, well, the freedom that will come in tomorrow. The freedom that will come when I go on vacation, the freedom that will come when I get to retire. That freedom is an illusion. And let me tell you something else. The lack of freedom that you see in your job, your day-to-day life, your current moment, that is an illusion as well. You're as free as you know yourself to be in any given moment. So we don't want to arrive at tomorrow sick and exhausted because we tried to control it yesterday, right? Peace is living today. Stress is when several days try to attack you all at once. right? And when we stop letting several days attack us all at once, I'm right here. I'm just today. I'm just going to handle today, right now. I'm going to throw a little Bible at you here. There's a part in Matthew 6:34 that says, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself." Now, this comes to us, that's out of the mouth of Jesus. We think that's what the writers of Matthew tell us anyway. Of course, we know that the Gospels were written several decades after Jesus was said to live on the earth. But this comes from the portion of the Bible that is called the Sermon on the Mount. There are a couple of portions of Jesus talking, Sermon on the Mount, and then the last week of his life when he's teaching in Jerusalem. Those two, if you took those two portions, you'd have pretty much all of Jesus' teachings, right? And so the Sermon on the Mount gives us the Beatitudes and the salt of the earth talk. We're the salt of the earth, you're the light of the world, tells us to love our enemies, tells us that when we give to the poor, don't do it where people can see us. Tells us how to pray. Don't stand on the street corner like the Pharisees. They have their reward. Tells us not to judge other people. Lots of good stuff in there. But this is from the portion. This ends the portion you might have heard, in the version you're probably familiar with where it says, "Consider the lilies," right? They don't worry. They don't spin. They don't toil. And I want to share this to you from the Message. The Message is a version of Scripture by Eugene Peterson, I believe is his name, and it is going back to the original text, putting it in very modern language, like our contemporary language. Listen to this. Has anyone, by fussing in front of the mirror, ever gotten taller by so much as an inch? All this time and money wasted on fashion, do you think it makes that much difference? Instead of looking at the fashions, walk out into the fields and look at the wildflowers. They never primp or shop. But have you ever seen color and design quite like it? The 10 best-dressed men and women in the country look shabby alongside them. If God gives such attention to the appearance of wildflowers, most of which are never even seen, don't you think he'll attend to you? Take pride in you, do his best for you. What I'm trying to do here is to get you to relax. Scripture, my friends. What I'm trying to do here is to get you to relax. Listen to this. To not be so preoccupied with getting so you can respond to God's giving. Yes. To not be so preoccupied with getting so that you can respond to God's giving. People who don't know God and the way he works, she works, fuss over these things, but you know both God and how she works. Steep your life in God reality, God initiative, God provisions. Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all your everyday human concerns will be met. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. And don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come up when the time comes. Whew. I mean, that's just like, and we hear this in other religious texts as well, right? We hear this idea, relax, chill out. And it's one of the reasons, by the way, why Jesus, the life of Jesus, the message of Jesus had such powerful impact on the world. Because he said, relax, chill out, right? Take it easy, give yourself a break. We have another antidote to stress, and that is connection. Stress isolates, spirituality reconnects us to ourselves, to others, to the earth, to spirit. We remember we're not alone in the world. It's been shown that people with strong social ties live longer, and that's not about having a whole bunch of friends. It's about having meaningful friends, authentic people in your life, places where you can show up as yourself. Even one person who allows you to be yourself extends your life more than any diet could. That's Deb, the Gospel of Deb 101, but I believe it and I'm standing by it. David Hume, the Scottish philosopher, said, it's when we start working together that the real healing takes place. It's when we start working together that the real healing takes place. 2 weeks ago we had a water issue and we had to cancel our service. We thought it was the only thing we thought we could do. And so we made that call, and I mentioned last week, I missed you guys. Let me tell you something. We do spiritual work here just by gathering. Just by being in each other's presence. The coming together alone is of value to our spiritual path. Just walking through the doors can feel like a breath of fresh air. You know what? These people get me. If I told the people I work with all the things we talk about, they'd think I was crazy, right? But these people get me. And these people love me. And these people know me, right? And sometimes it's not even a matter of hearing what you're going through or you hearing what I'm going through. Let me just be in the moment with you and give you a hug. You know what? I just look at you smiling at me and I go, yep, everything's better. This moment is better, right? That which feels heavy when I carry it by myself is made lighter just by your presence. In spiritual community, we find belonging and acceptance and support, encouragement, safety, all of the things inherent in the act of connecting with others. We could all go do this at home, but we'd miss something. We'd miss something very important. Also, of course, a good way to deal with our own stress is to help relieve the stress of others. How magical is it that when we work to heal others, we heal ourselves, and when we work to heal ourselves, we heal others? Isn't that beautiful? But we have to kind of interact with each other in order to do that. Sometimes we miss our own healing because we didn't show up for somebody else. So in about 7 weeks now, some of us are heading to India. Donna, Kelly, Jackson, right? Steph, Tim, me, Nikki, some friends of mine, Anne-Marie, and whatever her daughter's name is. I'll think of it later. But anyway. And let me tell you, this idea, from the very first time, I went to India for the first time in 2019. And the very first time that I went to India, I was like, man, I would love to go back and take some folks as a spiritual, I'd really love to take some of my spiritual peeps back there. And it kind of kept, being a thing. And then about a year and a half ago, some of us were out to eat after church. And someone said once again, hey, if you ever go back to India, let me know. And I thought, let's talk about that. Should we do that? Let's talk about it. We started talking about it, and we planned a trip. And then we had an interest meeting, and this has been going on for a year, getting ready for this trip to India and getting the airline tickets, and the airline tickets have been bought and all this stuff and I got to tell you something. I'm going to be really honest with you right now. This has been the most stressful thing I have ever experienced in my life. I have been stressed from day one because my little inner, or not my inner, my outer Deb that says, you got to have your shit together. You got to look like you know what you're doing. I am not a group travel planner. It is not. Thank God for Nikki. Thank God that she has the system. She has everything set up. It's got it all covered, all this kind of stuff. But it has been, seriously, seriously stressful. Like there have been moments where I'm torn up about it. Torn up. Is it going to go okay? What if we lose Donna in Paris? Right? Donna's like, you know what? Stress makes us believe that everything has to happen right now. Stress makes us believe that we have to know all the answers right now. A, that we have to know all the answers. B, that we have to know them right now. And here's what's so cool about this trip that I am now getting so excited for, I can't stand it. It's going to be its own antidote. Because I know what's going to happen. I don't want to make the rest of you jealous or anything, but those of us who are on this trip are going to connect with each other in a way that we can't connect here. It works that way. It just works that way. We spend 9 days together in India. We're going to come back family in a different kind of way, a whole new kind of way. I've already figured out that Kelly and Donna are probably going to have to be bailed out of an Indian jail at some point. So, that makes you family. I've had to bail out family right there. Right? the connection of shared experience, all of that other stuff will fall away. Because that is going to be so powerful. The last thing is we remember that there is something bigger than myself. God, the universe, divine love, the creative force, science, the human spirit, spiritual energy, Brahma, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. You know, there's a common thing about stress that says, will you be worried about this 5 years from now? It's a great thing to remember sometimes when something has really got us stressful. Will you be worried about this 5 years from now? Can we put everything, is anything that we deal with in this life really of import to the creator of the universe? I mean, is it really something that Goddess on her cloud says, wow, that's a problem? You got a real problem there. No. We can remember instead, I'm here for a reason. My spiritual consciousness is an important part of the awakening of all humanity. And what causes me stress in my life is nothing compared to the work of enlightenment. What causes me stress in my life may be the very signpost leading me to the work of enlightenment. Many times people go to a place of crisis before they have the great awakening of their soul. They crack up, they lose it, and then they see what's inside, right? The cracks are where the light gets in. What causes me stress in my life may be teaching me the work of letting go, the work of Wu Wei, non-attachment. So I listen to my body, I clear my mind, I do what doesn't create inner resistance. I surround myself with people who do not cause inner conflict, who support and encourage me, who maybe just smile at me. I stop being so preoccupied with getting so I can respond to God's giving. I tap into something bigger than myself. I am part of something bigger than myself. I actively create peace in my life. I envision and I become the person of peaceful presence. Sadhguru says peace is not the highest goal in life. It is the most fundamental requirement. It is the starting point. Listening to our bodies and clearing our minds is the beginning, not the end. It's not the goal. It's where we begin doing real work from. If stress is the inner conflict between who we are and who we pretend to be, then peace is stepping fully into who we are and away from who we pretend to be. Because we'll never find peace by stepping fully into who we pretend to be. Look, life can be stressful. We can get all worked up. Our minds and bodies can get tied up in knots, dancing with our emotions, trying to convince our spirit that a storm is brewing, and we better be prepared. But your foundation is peace. Your inner being is not one bit worried. Who you really are is immune to stress. The place of perfect peace is in the essence of your being, living in this now moment, untouched by the whims of a dynamic world. Practice consciously being in that space. Practice awakening to the truth of who you are. Namaste.
Wow. I have to go back and re-listen to that one this week. When we remember, when we can peel back all the layers and remember that we are connected to the creator of the universe, whew, that's a peaceful thought. That means that whatever life throws our way, we can tackle it in a way that is positive. And so, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, Reverend Deb, for that lesson today. It was beautiful. What am I supposed to do next? I have to go completely out of that. Wow. Let me switch. Okay. So today,
First of all, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being a part of my spiritual family. I feel so blessed to have all of you in my life, and I feel so blessed to have Mini Path Spiritual Center to come to. Every time the door is open, there's always blessings and peace and joy to be had here on this property. So I'm so grateful for that. We have our annual membership meeting after the service today. I will find a lot more peace when that is over and done. As not that it's not going to be a peaceful event, it's just that my life hasn't been peaceful getting prepared for everything. It's like, and if you're wondering where Frank is right now, I had to send him back home because I forgot my thumb drive with the PowerPoint presentation on it. So he had to go back home and get it. So this is what I'm talking about. Tomorrow will be more peaceful, right? So we're going to have a potluck after, so I appreciate you bringing some food for that. And even if you didn't bring food, it really doesn't matter because we have enough to go around, enough for everybody. So please stay for the potluck. Please stay for the conversation that we're going to have afterwards. We're going to be electing new members at large into our fold, so that's an exciting event too. Please stay for that. I promise I'm not going to keep you too long for that either. Also want to remind you of all the events that we've got coming up. It is so important that we come to the events as we have them, classes and events, because that helps us stay floating also. So remind you that the blue vase is there in the back for your paper contributions. There's a PayPal QR code if you want to give that way. Check your What's Happening newsletter that comes in on Tuesdays to remind you of everything. And I think that will take us to our closing prayer. Can we get Daphne to lead us? What do you think? Let's all stand and say our, after the service, if you'll exit and go to the front room, we need to reset the room for the potluck and the meeting. So give us a few minutes and say hi to each other out there. Daphne, please stand.
Okay, everybody. Let me give you a second. May I stay true to the path that leads me to the light that is mine to shine. May my light provide help and kindness to others on their journey. May I bring peace to every situation, comfort to the grieving, and love to all beings. May my heart remain centered on what is sacred to my soul, and so it is.
I am grateful for another day of living. Grateful for a new chance to forgive. Grateful to receive life's many blessings. And I'm grateful for the love I have to give. I am grateful for another day of living. I am grateful for a new chance to forgive. Grateful to receive life's many blessings. And I'm grateful for the love I have to give. Yes, I'm grateful for the love I have to give. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in a bit. Exit, please, and we'll see you next Sunday.